What is Elon a genius at? Objectively speaking, is he in the trenches coding? Is he an engineer? Is he like a theoretical physicist hiring people to do work for him? Stealing ideas. Everyone keeps talking about ketamine. What, is he into K? Is he off the trank? K-hole Elon?
I'm an alien or I have a mutation or something. And Joe's like, that's what I thought. I always thought you're some superhuman AI
He's just a thinker. He's just an improver.
creature sent here to help us.
But you must understand there's not a whole lot of human beings like you. You know that, right? So you're an oddity.
Seems, yes.
To chimps like me. Some of us are a little bit more confused. When I watch you doing all these things, I'm like, how does this motherfucker have all this time and all this energy and all these ideas, and then people just let him do these things?
Because I'm an alien.
That's what I've speculated.
Yes.
I'm on record.
Not to be turbo cringe, but you know why Elon is so popular? I'm bringing it back to the course sellers. It's because he's got a personal brand. Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. That's him. He did it. He's the real life Tony Stark. And Reddit propped him up for it, and now they hate him for it.
Saying this in the past, I wonder.
It's true.
I mean, if there was one, I was like, if there was like maybe an intelligent being that we created, like some AI creature that's superior.
Don Lemon interviewed Elon and admitted he uses ketamine for depression. I use depression for fuel. I actually enjoy being depressed sometimes. Because life is not about normalcy. It's about the highs and lows. It's about the peaks and valleys. The tide comes in and comes out. The sun rises, and then the moon comes out. There's a lesson in there.
To people, maybe you just hang around with us for a little while like you've been doing, and then fix a bunch of shit. Maybe that's the way.
I might have some mutation or something like that.
You might. Do you think you do?
Probably.
Do you wonder? Like, you're around normal people, you're like,
It was the same when people were glazing Leonardo DiCaprio with that climate change shit. Yeah, so he could win an Oscar for Revenant.
You're like, what's up with these boring, dumb motherfuckers? Ever?
Not bad for a human.
And it seems like almost
Phil, bro, how do I sign up for your coaching program? And do I get access to your personal cell and residence with the platinum membership? Yeah, that's over on Patreon. We actually just added a new tier called the Rogue tier. It's $100 a month. And the perk is that you become my literal sugar daddy. It's open to anyone. If you want to sponsor me for $100 a month, the option is there.
almost every time Elon's mentioned on the podcast, Joe has to start talking about how dumb he feels compared to Elon. It's so cringy. And I think he even did a bit about that in his comedy special. And one time,
When's the $10,000 retreat? The $10,000 retreat is an upsell to my community of rogues, okay? Rogue is the highest tier you can buy on my Patreon, patreon.com/Philion. Once we get a substantial amount of them, I'm booking the $10,000 retreat. But first, I got to lead you guys on. I got to cast the bait and reel you in with the upsell.
time Joe had on somebody who works for Elon at SpaceX, and Joe started doing this whole thing. And you could tell by the end of it, the guy's just thinking, all right, dude, take it easy.
But it's very confusing to me. I just feel so stupid when I'm around him, Like the conversations I've had with him, I'm like, God damn, I'm dumb.
No.
You gotta do what you gotta do with what you got.
I won't go that far.
So Elon has
That guy's cool. I don't even know who he is, but he's like, I wouldn't go that far. Nah, I see right through it, bro. No, you're actually smart, Joe.
to have one of the biggest egos ever at this point, with so many people constantly glazing him every second of every day. I mean, Joe is just absolutely obsessed with the guy, and every single thing Elon does is pure genius, according to Joe. Like, also he thinks
Phil giving hippie vibes with the beanie. That's funny. You're giving stupid vibes with the dunce cap on for 1 minute, calling me a hippie.
Elon is the funniest man alive, which shows why Joe is the worst comedian alive. But when Joe starts talking about how funny Elon's memes and poop emojis and D's nuts jokes are, it's impossible not to get secondhand embarrassment, especially because it always turns into a glazing contest. It's like who can compliment and fawn over Elon the most, which it's impossible.
Yep. You're going to hippie jail. Hippie on. Yeah, good one. Say that to the wall for 1 minute.
To be Joe, but it's just wild to see two grown men acting like this.
Like, he makes memes. He posts memes. Like, when you post that meme of Bill Clinton.
As a comment said on your recent video, bro, no hate, but let's revive the main channel, wasting your skills with the constant slot max. Who's going to tell him? Who's going to tell him, chat? Who's going to tell him? Just you wait. Give me about 10 days. Circle back, all right? Per my last email. Check in in about 10 days. We'll see if the main channel gets revived.
Of Bill Gates next to the emoji of a pregnant man and said, when you want to lose a boner real quick.
Yeah.
That's wild. Because you can't even say, oh, fuck that guy, he's a dumbass. It's literally one of the smartest human beings alive and the wealthiest man alive.
The one where he was asked for...
I didn't know he was so much of an Elon glazer. Like, he's actually bouncing on it. He's doing acrobatics on his shaft. He's polishing his bell end. He's yucking him.
Comment by one of these legacy media outlets.
Brett Soystein. Soystein.
I don't know if it was the New York Times, but it might as well have been. And he sent back
Jamie, can you zip him up?
a poop emoji. And it's like, look, that's a wise move because the rules of the game say, he refused to comment.
Right.
But you can't say that if he did comment and it was a poop emoji. You have to report that. So that was extremely clever.
And he said, Professor, suck on these nuts.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
Elon
did.
said that to Gavin Newsom?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah. Pull that post up, Jamie. It's so hilarious. He said, Professor, sug on these nuts. Says it's legit and that parody.
He's dropping it from an agrariate angle.
is
Agregariate angle's insane.
legal.
Holy
I forget what his
crap.
exact quote was. I'm paraphrasing. I checked with renowned world authority.
Yeah, Joe does like a good glaze. Not gonna lie.
Professor sug on these nuts, and he said
Monster, bro. Monster traps. Oh.
parody is legal in America.
Oh, my God.
Hilarious.
We don't deserve him.
Hilarious. What a wild dude.
Wow.
What a wild dude.
This chat full of glazers for real becoming the people Philion rips on. I will not have chat slander, okay? You're getting the dunce cap. You're getting the dunce cap for 1 minute. I want you to think about your sins. Come back. Circle back. I care about the one sheep led astray. The 99, I'll leave the flock to look after the one. And right now, you're making me do it.
Yeah, so Joe's got to be one of the biggest Elon simps. It's pathetic. Like, the guy spends so much time praising Elon, and if you say anything even close to something negative
Elon's such the epic memer.
about him on Joe's podcast, he gets all defensive about it. Like, one time Tim Dillon just mentioned how Elon loves attention, which is undeniable. But Joe, he couldn't admit it and is like, well, that's just what comes with the job, And Tim, he says, well, there are plenty of rich people that aren't tweeting all day. And Joe's response is, well, they're not building rockets and cars and digging tunnels. So it's like, all right, so you're saying...
Why is Tim Dillon wearing a full send hat? Anytime I want to like Tim Dillon, he pulls shit like this. Oh, it's ironic because he doesn't actually like the Nelk boys.
Elon, he needs to be tweeting memes and poop emojis all day and playing video games because he's running a bunch of different companies at once. I mean, it sounds like that's what Joe's trying to say here, which that just makes me think maybe Elon isn't spending much time on these companies anymore. I mean, the guy probably spends like 8 hours a day just on Twitter, and that's not an exaggeration. I mean, he's tweeting all day long.
There's such a vast
He's literally gay, so it's okay for him to wear it. Yeah, you're right.
chasm between people that have a lot of money and the people of
And listen, he's from Long Island, so fuck it. You know what? Tim Dillon's actually him.
nothing, right?
Right.
And he's become kind of a symbol of that. So
Philion, a big-time fan of censorship now, always have been.
is Bezos, because they're literally now flying rockets
I run this shit like the CCP, okay? Check your behavior.
into space.
Yeah.
So all the while you have all of
Yeah,
these
Tim Dillon, more like him Dillon.
other problems and all of these other issues. So, obviously people are going to, and I think he likes the attention. This is not a guy that doesn't want to be famous. He loves fame, 100%. You don't agree?
I don't know if he loves it. I think
he
it comes with the job, and I don't think he minds it.
Oh, I think he quite enjoys it. I mean,
Oh, he basks in it. He ferments in it. He marinates in it. He lets it stank and lets it crust.
he
Do you
seems to
think
have
he
fun.
pursues it? He definitely has
I think
fun,
he
but he
pursues
has
it.
fun with a lot of things.
Is Warren Buffett tweeting every day like this?
No, but Warren Buffett is not also inventing 50 different things at the same time.
He's a multi-billionaire. I mean,
He is, but he's an investor.
Sure. But
Elon Musk is digging tunnels under cities and shooting rockets into
Where are the
space and
tunnels?
revolutionizing
yeah, but
electric cars.
where are the tunnels?
I appreciate the guests. It's usually comedians that are the only ones allowed to push back on Rogan. Because I think in the arena of discourse on this podcast, it's safe to say Tim Dillon is a more, I wouldn't even say accomplished, but I guess more respected comedian because he's a comedian first, podcaster second, whereas Joe Rogan is a podcaster first, comedian second. But like, where the fuck are the tunnels? Where are the tunnels?
Well, there's one from Vegas to L.A. Have you seen it?
I've not seen it, and we don't need one.
And you can tell Tim isn't the biggest fan of Elon.
That's also true. We don't fucking need one.
And of course, Joe gets all defensive about it, because nobody could ever criticize his god, Elon. I mean, even Tim just saying he likes attention is too much for Joe, and it causes him to feel the need to go through Elon's whole resume once again, like he does every other podcast. I mean, it's just so pathetic. And I guarantee Tim, probably along with all of Joe's other comedy friends, would love to be roasting Elon all the time on their podcast. Because the guy's like a cringe merchant, it's probably hard not to make fun.
How do you get 4 shots of the same pose, looking like Patrick Starr with the fupa hanging out? It would be cool if he was shredded, but he's not. He's built like a Cybertruck.
Of him, but
Dude, I'm so gay. I'm so gay. And it's fine. No, it would actually be better if he was ripped and glistening in the sun.